Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to BWTM Sport and Gaming. Again, apologies for the sound, might not be as it usually would be away from home, but I do feel compelled to do this video. Please, if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button. When you do hit the subscribe button, if you already are subscribed to the channel, just double check and see that you have hit the notification bell in the corner. Next to the subscribe button is a notification bell. Click that and make sure you click to all. Make sure that you get to see all the latest videos that come out as soon as they come out, and also ensures that you are able to check out the live feeds as well. For those of you who want to take part in our live members only chat, then make sure you hit the join button. Love to have you as a member, paid member of BWTM Support Movement. Okay, so the video is entitled Wilder vs Fury 2 Afterthoughts. I felt compelled to do this video because I've been doing this channel for, well, I've been on YouTube since 2009. Okay, now in 2020 I've had two channels out of it, over close to 4 million views, 4 million views, 5 million views, I would say, between the two channels, at least, or a bit more. Also add Facebook as well, and Instagram, all these other places as well on the channel. And we've been fortunate on the channel to be able to have worldwide exposure via situation with Mr. Fury. I'm thankful to the Fury family, because they were the ones in the beginning, and when I was trying to get a leg up in the sport, they were the ones that opened their doors to me and were very supportive, and a few others as well. But I'm very thankful to them. So I want to make something very clear on the channel, that this situation between Wilder and Fury 2, I can see where this is going to lead to. I don't want to be involved with that. I try and keep a balanced point of view where possible and not get too emotionally involved. We do at times, we're all human, we do make mistakes, and we say things that are, let's say things that drop a hat. But I'm no mug and I'm no fool, and I'm not going to play the card of I'll see it, but I won't acknowledge it. Nor will I play the card of I see, I acknowledge it, but I'm gonna try and sugarcoat it. I'm not doing that. I haven't done it since I started the channel. I'm not gonna start doing it now. And I'm also thankful and grateful to my friends across Europe who take the time, in Ukraine for example, to take the time to convert our interviews from English to Ukrainian to Russian. And I'm very appreciative to that as well. Do you understand? And I'm going to say this much: don't talk about what you do, be about it. Don't talk about it, be about it. And when you're doing what you're doing, don't have favoritism. Because when you're talking about favoritism and you're saying about justice, just ensure when you're talking about justice and favoritism, and the reason why you're doing something is because of trying to do the balance and bring balance, make sure you're setting an example, and that you're not just equal of what those are doing that are not, who are causing injustice. You are not causing injustice. Well, make sure you treat those people equally. Do you understand? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying is, because we can all say we are supporting something, but when you support something or supporting a certain type of movement, a certain type of way, it's important that you support those, even if support means, even if might not totally agree with somebody's point of view. You're supporting them not because they don't always agree on what they say, but more about what they are. You understand what I'm saying? That's pretty coded. All right. So those that know what I'm talking about know what I'm talking about. That's the message to them. You understand? Sometimes you can show support for something without jumping from the rooftops, shout your support, get on and do what you're doing. So I won't say any more about that. Wilder versus Fury 2. Now I said before this fight got to where it got to, meaning the result, I said that if Wilder beat Fury, he would go down to being one of the greatest heavyweights of the current era. Right? Said that. Fury beats Wilder, then he too should be given the credit for that. I said in the aftermath, because I was the one who said, based on what I saw of Fury, I said that I believe, you know what, he's going to get absolutely smashed. You know what? Gypsy King proved me wrong. He proved me wrong, and he beat Wilder. I said at the end of this fight, I hope there's no controversy. I hope he isn't caught with drugs, and then the whole thing about Glovegate. And I said I didn't accuse Fury of anything with the gloves. I didn't accuse him. Let me make something clear here. I didn't accuse him. Before I rewind the clock a bit more, idiots out there, and you are absolute idiots, that take the time to read a title but don't take the time to watch a video. Those of you who want to jump up and down and say, oh yeah, I'm English, mate. Well, have a better command of your language. Because if I put out a title and I put a question mark at the end, it's a question, not a statement. So I've put, I think I put one of the titles, Tyson Fury sample dirty question. Question mark means, that's a question. Is it dirty? Isn't it dirty? That's a question mark. The whole point, the hint in it is it's got a question mark there. So people saying I'm being patronised. No, I've got idiots that come on. Mate, what do you mean? Why is my channel about always proving yourself right, mate? If you don't like it, as one says, change the channel. Simple. Just change the channel. It's not about proving my point. I don't have to prove anything to you, right? So if you don't like it, change the channel. This is my channel. I did what I want on my channel. If you don't like it, start your own channel. So it's not about proving myself right. It's about making myself clear and heard. If you don't like it, pop it. Go. I don't know you. I don't know you, and I don't owe you anything. I don't owe you explanation for what I do on my channel. You understand? So I don't owe you any explanation. It's probably not even it's not even probably your real name. Come on here with a fake name, and yeah, I'm coming for trolls tonight. That's why I've left it open, so I can give you some. Come on here with fake names. Can't even come on with your real name and have a real conversation. If you want to be a real individual, don't come in with a trolling name. Come with a real name, reveal who you are, and have a proper conversation. All right? So tonight I've taken off the member thing off. I want to talk to people openly, honest. That's who I am. So I ain't telling people that I'm perfect, and I'm certainly not telling people that I get it right all the time. I said that I thought Fury was going to get absolutely smashed a bit, and he proved me wrong. And for that, I give the man 110%, and he boxed better than I've ever seen him boxing whole freaking career. Whole freaking career. But I want to go back to these idiots that like to read titles and don't watch videos. If you can't take the time to watch a video, then take the time to send me information about stuff that I never said. Never accuse Fury of being dirty. Never accuse Fury of the glove situation. What I did say, go back and listen, I said, when I saw the Glovegate situation, I looked at it and went, didn't think much of it. But then when I heard about the story about the sparring partner 4 months earlier, and then I heard about the glove there, it made me think, oh, let's look into this and investigate it further. So he did further investigation. As for Fury popping dirty, right? said at the end of my interview with my chat with Bashir, I hope they don't try and pop this guy. May say this guy is dirty. That was the best Tyson Fury I've seen in boxing his whole career, and that includes the Klitschko fight. Right, his boxing on that night, he looked exciting. He looked the best I've seen Fury box. That's it. The best I've seen Fury box, and the worst I've seen Wilder box. Right? You can say the costume. I could say the back leg was something wrong with his back leg before in the first round. But ultimately, he put the two stars together. Wilder did exactly what he did in the first fight, in the second fight, and Fury made the adjustments. So the third fight is coming up now. So Wilder's either going to have to do the same thing again, and get absolutely smashed to bits again, right? Or he makes the changes. Means he gets rid of his training team at the moment, and he actually, as we've seen it with Joshua, we've seen how it goes. We've seen Joshua change his team around. Okay, change his team around. He added. He didn't take away. He added. He kept Rob McCracken with him, and he added others to the team. We saw Fury get rid of Ben Davidson, bring in Sugar Hill. What is Wilder going to do in this situation? So I don't. It's down to what Wilder does. We can say all we want about Glovegate and Pete and Vada testing. Ultimately, none of that is going to matter for the third fight. July the 18th fight, I would suggest Wilder and his team. Wilder has a serious look at himself and say, you know what? I need to win my belt back. What am I going to do to get the belt back? Am I good enough in the current state that I am to beat Tyson Fury? If I'm Wilder, I bring in James Elliott Bashir because he knows the cronk inside out. I don't understand why people don't use Bashir. He was a right-hand man to Emmanuel Stewart. Everyone was rating up Emmanuel Stewart. Surely you want to get the man that's right next to Emmanuel Stewart, which was James Elliott Bashir. Then you're going to people like Freddie Rochefort and what do you want to do that for? Surely you would go to Bashir, and I'm not just saying that. That's why I go to listen to people like Bashir and Stacey McKinley. These are old school G's. These are people who know about the sport of boxing. These are people who've been with 40 years in the sport, working with some of the greatest fighters of our era and previous eras. That's why I bring them on the channel. So we have quality information from quality trainers. Some people have never put on a pair of gloves on before. I'm not suggesting that because you put a pair of gloves on, you get better insight. But let me tell you something: you get smacked in the mouth or hit in the jaw, body, feeling, you know. Can't talk about what you don't know, or having to take yourself away for 8 weeks in camp and deal with those situations. That is an experience that some people never experienced. And to break away from your family and have to change your diet, the way you eat, the way you think, and potentially when you're going in the ring, you don't know if you're going to come out alive or not. All them sort of concerns and fears, a lot of people don't understand. You understand? So these things do matter in sports, and I think they do. And there is that connection between fighters and other fighters. I know when I go and talk to other fighters, and I speak to them, and they know that you've got a fight background, you can talk. We talk about similarity, things that we find connected with. The trainer, the hard training camp, the fights when you don't want, you sparring when you don't want to spar. You know, you have to diet when you don't really want to. So it's relevant in that sense. Maybe I've gone a bit off track there, but I do want to come back to this Wilder Fury. I do want to go on about Glovegate and Vada. I don't care. I really don't care. I don't care. Like 4 or 5 years and now, people are not going to care about Glovegate or Vada. They're really not. Right? People are not talking about Tyson Fury and what happened with his career beforehand. They're not talking about him being one of the greatest one of the fighters of this era, which he is. How are we going to get today's legends if we keep on bashing people that do well and beat our favourite fighters? We're not going to have legends. We won't have legends in this era. People will not be considered legends there because every time a person wins, they beat a favourite. Okay, there's always going to be, oh well, he cheated. Oh well, this. Oh well, that. You understand? And then watch this. Then when it happens to your fighter, and your fighter doesn't get given the credit, then you jump up and down and say, well, because of this or it's because of that. To me, I just try and keep it as 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 um as as, as balanced as possible. You know, I don't want to get involved in it, but I tell you something. The way this Wilder versus Fury thing is going, it is getting very quickly into a race war. We're not careful, this will end up going into a race war. It doesn't need to be because the two guys get on pretty well, have got on pretty well, and don't need that in the sport. We really don't. It just takes the sport backwards. There is racism in the sport of boxing. This racism in the world full stop. So if somebody is to turn and say there's no racism in boxing, so that just part of that part of the world, no racist people in the world of sport. Come on, behave yourselves. It's there. It might not affect you directly, but people like Bashir talk about it all the time, and there are others who talk about the sport of boxing, but in racism boxing. But I don't want to focus on that. My focus on this is this: it's about being balanced as much as possible. Yes, I'm a man of color, and I'm very much aware of that. And where I see the need to talk about it, I will talk about it, and I will do it unapologetically. I don't have to explain myself to anybody, and I certainly have to explain myself to anybody that doesn't walk in my footsteps or have to feel what I have to feel, or a person of colour has to feel. I'm not apologising for that, but neither am I going to be banging a drum about it either. Understand me? Try and keep it as balanced as possible, keep it as real as possible. Congratulations again for Fury for what he's done. Beat Klitschko first. We had a long reign. Beat Klitschko, and then he goes on and he beats Wilder. I think a guy who was on what was it, a 10 fight unbeaten run. Done well. Done well. And one of the biggest, one of the biggest punches in this era. Right? So, and look back in the era of Ali, Fraser, Foreman, Norton. When those guys around who were fighting Liston, and then got the round robin, those guys were fighting one another. One beats one beats the other, one beats one beats the other. The greatest of all time, Ali got beat by Leon Spinks. Ali came back and beat Spinks. Okay, if Wada can come back now and get it right, real champion. The first fight, he dropped Fury twice. We got the draw. The second fight, he got absolutely smashed to bits. The third fight, is he going to keep his training? Is he going to keep the training to get the same training camp, or is he going to make changes? To me, he needs to make changes. If not Bashir, so did Derek James. Derek James said he'd be more than willing to train Wilder. When Wilder had just beaten, who did Wilder beat? Who did Wilder beat? Who did he knock out? I think after he either fought Stavern or he may have knocked out Dominic Brazil when I talked to Derek James. Derek James said at that point he'd love to train Wilder, and he said that he'd like to remodel Deontay Wilder. That's what Derek James, the trainer of Charlo and trainer of Errol Spence, said, that would like to remodel Wilder. So I would like to see that. I would like to see Wilder take the time, dare to be great, as they say, and make the changes drastically, because it is not working. That's what I'd like to see. Okay? That's what I'd like to see. So I just wanted to address people who listen to this channel that I'm going to keep it, regardless of who's fighting, 100% unbiased. See how I feel. Like I said, Fury boxed. This last year of boxing has been incredible in terms of how we've learned. What have we learned in the last year? We've learned that even if you get absolutely smashed to bits, right, you can come back in the next fight, turn it around. Regardless of circle, you can turn it around. and remodel your style. Fury, he's looked absolutely terrible against Otto Wally and came around and put a tremendous performance against Deontay Wilder. Hey, it's nothing new, really. You look at Evander Holyfield before he fought Mike Tyson, he fought a guy called Bobby Ches. He looked terrible against Bobby Ches. And then look, turns it around, goes and beats Mike Tyson, the guy that everyone said that Holyfield's going to get smashed by. But hey, it happens in boxing. Should have known better. So, can Deontay Wilder come back and beat Tyson Fury? Sure he can. There's enough evidence there to suggest that he can do it. However, if he goes down the same route he's gone the first two fights and does the same thing again, no sir. Like I said, he needs to bring in the A team. He needs to bring Bashir in and work with Bashir. And it's not like he doesn't know Bashir. He was in camp with Bashir before. He needs to put aside. He needs to put aside the thing that Bashir said about him getting knocked down in sparring by Klitschko. He said that in 2013. He needs to reach out to Bashir. If Manishter was good enough for Wilder back then I believe he should have Bashir in his corner now. If he's serious about becoming heavyweight champion of the world. Leslie, thank you so much once again for your videos, for your timeline videos. I really appreciate it. And leaving the timeline so boxing fans can come into the channel and watch videos and know exactly where to look in the videos for what's going on. So he said, what would Deontay Wilder look like with George Foreman in his trade in 2020? Look, I think George Foreman is sincere in what he's saying, and I think George, being a puncher, he could give Deontay Wilder some guidance. But I wouldn't go with George Foreman. Because George Foreman as a trainer, what is his track record? Yes, he's a preacher, and yes, he's a motivational speaker. But what is George's record? What is George's record? What is his record as a trainer? I mean, he might have been an awesome puncher and a great preacher, but I don't know what George's record is like as a boxing trainer. A boxing trainer different to a boxer. Things George may tell. We saw Paulie Malignaggi working with James DeGale and have a couple of fighters. Just because you make an excellent analyst and you were a former world champion doesn't mean you're going to make a great boxing trainer. And I don't know. I would not be prepared. It's like when Lennox Lewis decided to take on David Price. Not a good move. No, I never thought it was a good move. Then Lennox went and trained with, had Manuel Shah as well. Remember that? Shah got knocked out and Price got knocked out. No. So, me personally, the verdict is out on George Foreman. Let George work with some guy that nobody knows about. Let George work with him, right? Just because you are former heavyweight champion of the world and a legendary fighter, that does not mean that they should give you the pass card to get in and start training fighters. No. Do the groundwork. Go train some other fighters first. I don't agree with George Foreman going on touching Deontay Wilder. I think that at the end of the day, it is most important that Deontay Wilder gets with someone like James Ali Bashir or Nazim Richardson. And heavyweight boxing is so. You need to have a trainer who understands heavyweight boxing. So, like I said, Stacey McKinley, who's worked with so many heavyweight champions, who's produced heavyweight world champions. Bashir, who knows the heavyweight division, worked with Klitschko's, worked with Lennox Lewis. Why would you not use an expert trainer like that? That's when I know you're serious about the sport and you're a student of the game. Playing the fool going to George Foreman. What's George Foreman's track history training fighters? This is why George might be sincere, but George, you're that serious about being a trainer, become a trainer. Get your license, train fighters. But this part-time, I'm going to call you out and help you out because I know you're going to make a lot of money in the fight and I know I can get a split in it. Nah, like Mayweather, no. I think George is probably more sincere than Mayweather, but neither, I would say no. If you ask me to consult, no way. I'd keep away from George Foreman. I'd keep away from Mayweather. I'd get Stacey McKinley, or I'd get Stacey McKinley or Bashir. Guys who work with heavyweights, who train heavyweight fighters, got a track record of producing champions. Want to be the best, bring the best in. and I would not shortcut in the sparring. I'd bring in the top sparring partners you could possibly bring in, and I would work to Deontay to stop fighting with his face in terms of when he's backing up, and learn to work behind a positive left jab, double up the jab, and pushing Fury onto the back foot. And the only way you're going to get that science and learn that science working with a trainer that knows how to train, how to fight against big men. Lennox Lewis's success when Lennox got knocked out, he had that cheerleader of a trainer, Pepe Correa. When he got knocked out by Oliver McCall, the first thing he did as a champion is, I need to get back up that ladder. I need the best guy possible. He went to Emmanuel Stewart, and the rest is history. Stewart and Lewis built a partnership. Klitschko got knocked out by Ross Purity. What did he go and do? He went and got one of the best. Put your ego aside, Wilder. Get yourself a top trainer now. Get Jay Diaz and Mark Breland. No disrespect to both of those guys. Both of them should be thrown out of the air. Not being funny, but this is not about personalities now. This is about, can you get the job done at this stage now? At the highest level, can you get the job done? 2 fights we've seen, we've not been able to get the job done. Jay Diaz should get sacked for just allowing Wilder should come out in that stupid costume, right? That's the first thing, you know. And Mark Breland may be a good trainer, or he might be a good trainer, but he needs help. Now's the time he needs help. I believe Bashir should come into camp. That's what I think. And if Jay Diaz and Breland are prepared to sit down and watch a master train, then yes, fine. But otherwise, Bashir should be head of that camp training Wilder. Guarantee you, if Wilder is trained by Bashir, you'll see a totally different Wilder, a totally different fight. That's now we're talking about the science of boxing, right? And I've watched Bashir up close training. You understand? I've watched Bashir up close training. Things like footwork, hand and eye coordination, head movement, positioning of the body, when to engage and when not to engage. You know, ensuring your back ain't touching ropes. There's a science behind that. Hard to hold ground, stay the center of the ring. Make a man miss, make a man pay. Use your athleticism. You're not going to get that with Jay Diaz and Mark Breland. No disrespect to them, they've done a decent job, but decent job isn't getting the best out of Wilder. And Wilder's what, 35 now? So heavyweights, as they get older, they mature. This is a time where Wilder should be capitalising on. I suspect that if Wilder doesn't get the WBC title back now, they will freeze him out of the heavyweight. He better use July 18th as his window of opportunity to get it right. You didn't get it right the first time. You didn't get it right the second time. You better get it right the third time. Get 3 shots at the situation. Listen and learn. Watch heavyweight history. Didn't get it right the first time. Didn't get it right the second time. Get it right the third time. I say get it right the third time. You know, if you can connect cleanly on Fury, you can put him down. Bag of tricks, Fury. And I did say before this, when I said that Wilder could knock Fury out if he could time him, but he couldn't time him, could he? So this is what happens. So verdict is out for me on George Foreman. Verdict is out for me on Mayweather. Verdict is out on me on Lennox Lewis. I want these guys to actually take the time, train fighters we don't know about. George Foreman, you really want to train a heavyweight champion, work with a guy that people don't know about. Go train a Jagbar, or work with, you know, there's a South African guy that's who I'll be talking to. Right? There's Basfil Brommer. Bomber, and he's from Congo, 6'7", a beast of a fighter. You know, and he's going through the ranks. So work with a fighter nobody knows about. Let's see you do that, George. Let's see you do that. But no, like we'll start right at the top. No. You probably do more damage than Jay Diaz and Turkey. Kirkland Freeland. So those are my thoughts on that. You understand? I'm from this thought process, right? I'm very much about the more you give, the more you receive. The more you receive, the more you give. Listen, I'm from that process. I'm that way of thinking. That's what kind of mindset that I have. I believe that you want to see less injustice, then you be about not putting injustice out there. And so there's no point saying you're going to be new media when when you're the new media, you do just as bad as the old media. New media is about you. For me, new media is about not putting your own spin on propaganda. It's about you telling the truth. The whole thing about having new media is for you to be going out and being alternative news, telling the truth, not spinning the truth to suit your own gains, to suit your own favorite fighter, to suit your own group of people. No, me, tell the truth. Tell the truth. Even if the truth hurts, people can say at least it comes to chance that you're consistent, telling the truth. That's the way it is for me. I'm going to keep on telling the truth. I'm not here. There was some person said the other day to me, "Oh, if you spoke, if you did this, you'd be have more fans." Well, I tell you something. Coming from somebody who hasn't got a channel, coming from somebody who hasn't put the work in, coming from somebody who has no real name. Thank you, but no thank you. There's a thing called constructive, and I'll tell you where constructive criticism comes from me. Right? If you haven't constructed anything, or in my opinion, if you haven't constructed something that I can respect, if you haven't constructed something that I can admire, if you haven't constructed something I can learn from, I'm not interested in hearing what you've got to say. I'm sorry. I'm not interested. Right? But if you're doing something that's successful and I like it and it's full of integrity and it's positive and it's going somewhere and it's bearing some good fruit, yeah, I want to hear what you've got to say. But for you who's got no subscribers, who does not have a YouTube channel, just wants to come in and troll, for you, not interested in what you've got to say. You've got an opinion and you're entitled to opinion, yes. Your opinion is not king to me. You understand? Your opinion is not king. So I think I'm doing okay, all right? And my success is not based on your opinion, your thought process, or your way of life. I'm not interested. Success, success means to me is personal to me. It's not. Not a community thing. And and if I choose to say something, I choose to say it out my mouth because I say it and I stand by it. Just like you come on the channel and say what you've got to say, I'm gonna say what I've got to say. But to me, Wilder versus Fury 2 is Wilder got beat. The team wasn't good enough. The costume excuses and all the rest of it. The team wasn't good enough. Weren't good enough. Might not. It wasn't your day. Fury boxed better. Fury put it together. Fury took this lot of stick from a lot of people, including myself, for leaving Ben Davison and going to Sugar Hill. Okay, and it came out tops for Fury. Came out tops of Fury. Came out tops of Fury. So, can Wilder answer the call for greatness? Wilder goes out there now and he lays out Fury. Then the score is 1-1, a draw, 1-1, and that would be great. Wilder's place in history as a puncher is without a doubt up there. But now, as a fighter, that's what I thought of your comment. As a fighter, I think that he now has to show, also, now has to show something different to his game. Okay? This is a great point. Let's see how he does do. in the rematch. Let's see how he does in the third fight. But for us to know what he does in the rematch, the trilogy, it's important that Wilder makes the changes in camp now. Get the changes in camp now. That's what I say. Serious. Because really those adjustments should be made between the first and the second fight. That adjustment should be made then. What I think. Alright, so hope you enjoy the night and the video. 98% KO ratio, higher than any heavyweight in history. That's what I'm saying. So as a puncher, he's got his name is etched in his heavyweight history. But as a fighter, as a boxer, now he has to write himself in history by knocking out Tyson Fury or beating Fury convincingly enough in the rematch. A points victory is not enough. He has to literally knock Fury out in the rematch to etch himself in history. So he's got to go out and get the best sparring. He's got to get out. He's got to get the best trainer to work with him. Got to listen. Got to listen. And got to listen. Right, those are my thoughts on Wilder Fury 2. Change your narrative, people. If you want to be taken to be credible, you'll be taken to be credible and people to listen to you. Make sure that your sources are credible. Make sure that you are setting the example and over and above what the mainstream media are doing. Make sure that you are as balanced as possible and not make the same mistakes of trying to spin or maneuver the truth for your own agendas. I'll leave it as that. Wilder made the mistake of trying to box Fury. Yeah, I agree with you there, BG London. I've got to agree with you there. This means his percentage is higher than Liston for Mora Foreman. Let's see how he comes back from it all. Yep, that's another thing. Mentally, how does he come back from a loss? You know, how does he come back from a loss? Yeah. Great to hear from you all. Much love. I'll take care. Have a great evening. God bless you all.